Hi, basket case here. I have completed 2 rows of spiral in the yellow. So I have 3 rows of orange and 2 rows of yellow. And I have just a few more stitches left here in yellow. You see I've got 5 here, 4 here, and 5 here. So this is the last stitch in row 5. I'm going from back to front. I go in on the left side. I come out on the right side. Snug that down, just pull it right across the top of that geode. And again, when I'm changing colors, I'm going to complete the last stitch of row 5, and this is going to be row 6. I'm going to do this whole stitch, back to front, left to right. I am not going to complete this stitch by going over the top because then I'll have 3 yellow and I only want 2. This is the end of row 5 down here. This is row 5 and we're coming up to row 6. So again, I'm going to go between the rows to the back, take my needle around the leg of this stitch, and that thread forms a knot. And then now I have more rows. I'm stitching right down the middle of these rows. Now that I have a deeper place to stitch, I can use the pliers to help push down that needle and pull it out on this end. Very secure. Snug that down. I hold the scissors flat to cut that stitch. And now my guide, see I have 2 yellow. My guide is getting loose. Hold my pine needle, the cut end, 1/2 inch from there. Spread these needles apart and push. Now I want to show you, this came out the other side. I'm going to try again because I don't want that sticking out the side. I want it in the middle. And I mentioned before that longleaf pine needles have 3 legs and some legs are thicker. This is pretty snug, but I wanted a little more snug, so I've grabbed sort of a thinner needle. And once you start working with these, you'll start noticing that and seeing that and knowing when to do that. Now I'm going to add my green thread. Again, I'm going with a high contrast color. That bottom half of that stitch I did, I'm going to do it again. In on the left, out on the right, pull it through, leave about 4 to 5 inch tail, and then I add another needle to the tail end of this thread. I come around the leg of that stitch again and I push this through. I want to go a little further than that. And you see I've made a little green knot there. Trim it flat. And now I'm ready to continue my spiral in green. Back to front, left to right, make your stitches nice and tight. Once again, I go into the left side of that stitch, I come out on the right side of that stitch. Press this flat, snug that stitch down, and you can see that spiral is continuing. Back to front, left to right, in on the left, out on the right in the front. Pull that through and snug it, and you see that stitch goes into the spiral shape. I'm going to do 1 or 2 rows of green. I'll put my clip on for a moment, and then I'll do 1 or 2 rows of green, and I'll come back and we'll do another thread change and color change, and we'll see how many more rows we need to do. I want it to look somewhat like this sample. That's a good sample of a sun catcher. Okay, see ya.